Shalom, Yasharala, giving all praise and glory to the Most High Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Been a pretty spiritual week for me and others that's been tuned in. I hope everything's going great with everyone out there. You can only do what you can do. You do it the best you can in the spirit of the Most High. That's all we can do. Keep it moving, right? To the kingdom. All praise and glory to the Most High. As always, I'm running a little late. I don't want to. I'll have two conferences going on at the same time, so yeah. Yeah, so. And Tawada for joining me. Oh man, this thing is tripping. I don't know why it's off. Can I be heard on the conference call? Oh, okay. All right, great. Okay, so we're going into the tongue, which is your words that you speak, can be comforting or it could be deadly, either or. And I was going into it, we were doing it on the Sabbath day. We were going into it a lot there. I just want to, continue a little on this because it's very important that we look at our words, because our words have power. And the things that we say, things that we do, because everything comes from a thought to your speech to an action where you're doing something, or it comes from you thinking something and then you act upon it. But generally, a lot of words be spoken, whether it's the right words or the wrong words, but a lot of words be spoken. And us, living our lives daily, and we have to communicate. The only way to communicate is through words. No other way to communicate but through words. So that's why we're looking at, the tongue being comforting or deadly. As always, I'm going to start with Colossians 3:17, and whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Shama Mashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Shama Mashiach Yahushai. And that's saying in the name of the anointed Savior in Lashon Kodash, or the ancient Hebrew. Everything that we say is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior, or Mashiach Yahushai. We give thanks to the Most High, who is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those 12 tribes. That's identified in Revelations 4-8, the last book set of Bible. 12,000 from each of those tribes. You look at, going to be 12 gates. Each of the names of the 12 tribes of Israel on each one of those gates in the kingdom, with an angel guarding the gate to make sure if you're not of that tribe, you ain't going through that particular gate, ruling as 144,000, 12,000 from each of the tribes of Israel. Each tribe having its own gate to go through. So how do you put anybody else in those gates if it's only the 12 tribes of Israel's names on the gates? That's my question, because I see that people trying to bring everybody into the kingdom. The Gentiles going into those gates without their names on it? Talk to me. Because, and when you look at all the things that's prophesied to happen in the future, and the things that were prophesied in the past that happened to us as the Israelites, what can you say? I mean, we got to take everything for what it is that's written. We have to endure. Everybody else got to endure. The judgment that was put upon us as the Israelites, we had to endure it. Our forefathers had to endure that. And we enduring it right now for the things that we can see that's happening right now and the things to come. You see? That's why we have to have a relationship with the Most High while Mashiach Yahushua to get through the times that's coming and the times that's here. For that matter, we're going to look at, like I said, we thank the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for everything. He's worthy to be praised for everything. And I'm not saying all praises either. All praises to who? I'm saying all praises to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Period. Y'all better learn to say that. Or prove me wrong. Tell me that. Tell me that you don't have to. But y'all saying other things, man. That's not cool. All praises and APTTMH and y'all bunch of robots and robotees. That's all I can say. Tell me you're not. Somebody started that and y'all still doing it until this day. We're going into it because Masha Shaq talked about certain things. Do y'all realize, do you ever think about the Most High? I'm not talking about what he can do for you. I'm talking about, do you ever think about him and how he feel and how we make him feel, how we make him feel? Things that we do. You ever thought about, like he said in Hosea 5:15, he said, I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense. When I went into that breakdown, that's like, it changed me. Because when I went to that breakdown, it was like, when I got to until we acknowledge our offense, I can't say it enough. It moved me. It was like, man, we, including me and everybody else, done them wrong. And still doing them wrong. And got to the point where I seen in 1 Corinthians 15:24 down, said he's not going to be accepted until he put all of Mashiach Messiah's enemies under his footstool. Then he going to be accepted. Because he said, you think about it, even in this covenant that y'all be talking about, the covenant is already here, this and the third. It said we ain't going to teach every man his neighbor of the Most High, because everybody going to know him from the least to the greatest. That's not happening now. You ask people to open up the Bible and just show me the Most High. Nothing to do with Israel, nothing to do with any nations, nothing to do with any people. Just show me or show us the Most High by himself. See? That offends people. People leave. That's why I say people don't love him like they should. He said, until we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. Because he turned his face away from us. Because it's just like I'm saying, who really care? And I don't care about the popularity, all that crap, man. I don't care about none of that. When it comes down to what we got to deal with him spiritually. As a people, we're talking about getting out of here, and we don't regress to just now you giving him the praise, man. He can't be praised enough. He said when you praise him with all your strength. We're not doing that. Just listen. All you got to do is listen. Y'all a bunch of robots and robotees, man. Proverbs 19:21. Proverbs 19:21. There are many devices in a man's heart. There are many devices in a man's heart. So it's one example of how you look at this. And if you don't really know precepts, then you'll say there's many devices in a man's heart that's pumping blood to all the vessels of your body. Think about it. Because that's someone of the world. What would they know? They wouldn't know what that's saying. What do they say? What do they give you whenever to really define what it's saying as far as many devices in a man's heart? What do they take you to define what that means? Because the heart just beating, pumping blood to all the vessels in your body, right? The members of your body, right? But what are they talking about? How would you know this if you in Crispin Insanity? They always have something to say whenever you deal with someone that's in Crispin Insanity, but to actually understand the Bible, it can answer itself. And as much as possible, you have to allow the Bible to answer itself. So what is the heart? Mark 7:21 defines what the heart is that he's talking about. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts. You see? And we'll come back to that. But when it says your heart, it's talking about your mind, the way you think. Because the way you think is the way you speak. The way you speak is the way you're going to act. Right? So going back to Proverbs 19:21, see, there are many devices in a man's heart, in a man's mind. There's many devices in the way a man think, or a woman, that thou may have, nevertheless, the counsel of the Most High, that shall stand. You see? The counsel of the Most High, that shall stand. But when you look at it, he already told you back here in the very first chapter, he said the counsel of the Most High, that's going to stand. But a lot of you look at when the book is open, okay, you can listen to me or whoever it is that's a teacher. And then once the book is closed, now we're all on the same page, but we're not. The counsel of the Most High, are you giving it? You represent the counsel of the Most High through his word in his Bible. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there, for whatever topic that it is that you got to deal with in counseling. He's saying the counsel of the Most High. I mean, you got to be able to solve whatever it is from your intellect of knowing these scriptures. And it says in Proverbs 1 and 24, it says, because I have called and you refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regard it. So when the Most High stretched out his hand, remember the counsel of the Most High gonna stand. He stretched out his hand. Whose hand? These are the questions and answers you should have. You should already be knowing. If you're in my class, you should already know this. Those that are not, you learn and you'll be able to define these words through the Bible yourself, through the precepts. So what is the Most High's hand? Clear as day. And I like scriptures that just be bam, right to the point. Like I said here, Psalm 17 and 14. Psalm 17 and 14. Because he said, he has stretched forth his hand, and no man regarded it. That's how I kind of feel, like the Most High, having me in the spirit to say certain things, and it's to the nation, it's to the leaders. If you're not a leader, tell your leader to look at it. I say that all the time. You're not a leader, I'm mainly talking to the leaders, because all they got to do is look at it and say, okay, well, they just make the change. That's it. Simple as that. Psalm 17, 14. Spiritually, I'm talking. Because we're going to end up dealing with us in the flesh with the Most High. Period. That's how it's going to be. That's going to be the debate. Us with the Most High. Psalm 17:14. From men which are thy hand, O Most High. From men of the world, which have their portion in this life. You see? So men are the hand of the Most High, right? So now when you go back and look at Proverbs 1:24, it's because I have called, he said, and you refuse. People refuse to hear this, but yet it's still, it takes time sometimes. That's why I have a lot of patience. Well, some people might not have that much patience. I have patience. I might sound like a sound, but I really have patience, because I know a lot of things that came about that, through the Spirit of the Most High that came through me. It took time, but eventually Israel, they caught on, you know. And it says, because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand was the men, and no man regarded. He stretched out his hand through men, no man regarded. He say, but ye have said it not all my counsel. And he says, counsel gonna stand. This counsel gonna stand. I don't care how you look at it. That's why you probably ain't coming at me and saying this, that, and the thing about all praises and APTTMH and AP and TMH, you know what I mean? All these different things, initials. Really, most I look at you as an initial. Huh? Y'all looking at all these different things that is contrary to, you can go back and look at these history books, this and the third, whatever, finding our history out. But what about the history on the things that pertain to the Most High that they have us doing that will keep us from his face being turned toward us? And eventually you're going to hear it. You're going to know that what I'm saying is real. It's the truth. It's not hard. It's real simple. You had the Bible to print the Bible, to publish the Bibles. Your ancestors did. Israelites, huh? Or were we enslaved and someone had our Bible to publish it, to rewrite it, do whatever they're going to do, put it in there and take out? And you think just because we have it now that this ain't something that already been researched and identified long before I'm even bringing it out? Because you can go and look at the etymology of the word and see, okay, wow, this comes from paganism. Even when they opened up the Bible and came up with the New Testament in 325 AD, the Council of Nicaea, they wasn't righteous. Come on, think. I'm here to make you think. They wasn't righteous. We wasn't righteous in the Byzantine Empire. We talk about Septimius Severus took down the Edomites in the Caucasus Mountain. He wasn't righteous. He was down with the Edomites. He was a general. What you think? He brought the kingdom of heaven into the Byzantine Empire? No. It was wicked, man. That's why the Most High brought us down, man, for what the wicked done. He brought us down for what the wicked people done. They're looking at us coming into slavery. Yeah, because we was wicked on a real way. It's still wicked in a real way. Majority of us are wicked. Majority of people are wicked. Y'all love the evil and the wicked ways. He said, but he has said it not. Proverbs 1:25 said it not all my counsel. There ain't nothing. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Just stay on here with us and listen to us. And come on, you can go to hell any way you want to, but you ain't taking me with you. But they say, hey, come on, go to hell with me. Come on, follow me. Follow me. Let's go this damnation together. You can't tell me. None of you out there, I want you to comment on the fact that you can disrespect the Most High, offend the Most High, and you hearing that. I'm telling you that that's offensive. If you don't believe, go look at my lesson I did on Hosea 5:15. I couldn't hardly move past until we acknowledge our offense. Straight up. I can't say it enough. The Spirit was on me, so I went all the way back to the garden, man. I mean, come on. Moses said, all you need is me and a tree of life, my son, the tree of life. That's why my son said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Ain't nothing new. He's been saying this, man. We disrespected him, man. Still. Proverbs 125, but ye have said it not, nothing, all my counsel. This counsel gonna stand, y'all. And with none of my reproof. I mean, what he got to do to you? I mean, it's a time when I was just crying to the Most High to stop chastising me or or just dealing with me for whatever I've done in the world or whatever I've done, period. That was wrong. Like car accidents, accident after that. Man, it was like, man, I say, man, I can't take no more steal and steal and steal. Man, that's painful. Hey, gave me a break. All praise to the Most High. That's why I'm going to praise the Most High. All the miracles I see him doing. He said, also will laugh at your calamity. You hear that? That's the Most High saying that. Y'all want to know about the Most High? That I is the Most High. You want to say? I, that's the Most High, also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh, because you can't fear the Most High. You can't be afraid or scared of him to call him an initial. I mean, I see paragraph after paragraph, words after words after words, and they say APTTMH. Come on. Your words bring comfort, or they can be deadly. We talking about the Most High, y'all. He said, I also will mock. He said, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Because y'all don't fear the Most High. You're not afraid and scared of the Most High. If you were, then you would make sure that you be saying all praise to the Most High. You be afraid not to say it. Man, I'm afraid not to say it. Come on. You really scared of the Most High. When your fear cometh as desolation, he's still talking about calamity. Tearing your butt up. Calamity, desolation. You know, destruction comes as a whirlwind, like a tornado, like a hurricane. Come on. You hear that? When distress and anguish come upon you, he got to do this to you for you to realize, man, don't take, look, I mean, the ultimate words that we could say, we have distracted. I say we because I'm part of Israel, but I'm not doing it, but people are doing it. Distracted his praise away from him. It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. What if he looked at you as an initial, or just say all praises? When you say all praises, you want him to do something for you, but he just say all praises. You just say all praises. You just the Most High talking to you. Okay, well, you just say I'm my initials. Your initials. Your initials go back to someone in about 555 BC. They had the same initial. Then somebody throughout the years, their children had the same initial, but it don't not up to be you. But you're just an initial. That's an initial. What? Who is this? Who is this initial? Who this initial? CPR. See what? CTPR. Okay. Well, who is that? Who is this in time past from the beginning of the world to now? You just initial. CPR. That's it. You know. How you say the Most High go come through for you? You hear this. That's why, maybe that's why y'all don't want to hear what I'm saying. You gotta hear what I'm saying to the Spirit of the Most High. I stand on what I'm saying about Shama Mashak. You say, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear, so we tell them with words. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, and you just an initial. He said all praises, but he talk about the angels, an angel that Michael Allah that did something great. You talk about an angel that's, that's done something great, or Mashiach Yahushua that done something great. He ain't talking about you. He ain't talking about us. He talking about something else he done did. But it ain't for you, because he just saying all praises. And you over there, he looking over here. You over there though, he looking over here. Do we ever look that way? I mean, how's he gonna look that way when you doing? And he dealing with, man, and you can't praise him enough, man. I know that. Your words praising him. You want to be confident? Tell me, praise the Most High. All praise to the Most High is worse than saying all praises. APTTMH. Initials. Before the Most High. Go before the throne of the Most High and say, I can do it. And you got to accept it. Because I've been doing it and you have to accept that. And you got everybody else doing it. No. Come on, man. We got to change, man. That's why myself I say we got to be born again. Y'all got to stop being some spiritual puppets, man. Come on. Y'all got to change, man. It's the last days, man. We talking about Armageddon. We talking about World War III. Man, you can't. And who you think gonna deliver us out of here? That's my question. Do what he said he's gonna do to you. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, like a tornado, like a hurricane. When distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me. What you gonna say then? Then shall they call upon me. What you gonna be saying then? All praises. APTTMH. APTTMH. You can't even say all praise to the Most High. You gonna be saying that to him? Huh? TMH. Or whatever name you call him. He said, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Think about it. He said, then shall they call upon me. When? Verse 27, when your fear cometh as desolation, you're going to be scared then. You ain't scared of the Most High now. Y'all ain't afraid of him. A lot of you probably don't know him. Y'all just know people. Y'all just know you're Israelite, this, that, and the third, whatever. And we got next. We going to have kingdom, this, that, and the third, whatever. What you going to do when you get in the kingdom, this, that, and the third, whatever. Man, you better. He say, when your fear cometh as desolation, you're going to fear the Most High. That's guaranteed. You're going to be afraid. You're going to be scared of him. He can thunder so loud, bust your eardrums, and you know it's his voice. And it's happened for a long time. You know it's him. You going to say AP teaching him all praises. What? You serious? And you know that's him. Your fear coming as desolation and your destruction coming as a whirlwind. When the stress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me. Then you're going to know how to call upon them. But I will not answer. That's scary right there. Because you ain't called upon them. You eliminated them out of your vocabulary. Some of you still saying, G-O-D, which is dog spelled backwards, that the Europeans invented. Germanic word, man, pagan from paganism. Their pagan gods are something that they could really see, that they called Gura or their God. That's where it comes from. They put it in the Bible. It's nothing but dogs spelled backwards. We call them dogs. I went over, you go back to Les Peters' lesson, I brought that out. Call them dogs. And they took dog and spelled it backwards, came up with God. Who thought of that? Who think like that? It's like, I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing, but you're going to find out. He said his counsel going to stand. His counsel going to stand. I stand on this with the fear of the Most High. Verse 28, then said they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Say they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. That's something, man. You think whenever all the destruction and tribulation is going on, and you seeking the Most High, and you can't find him. He says, counsel gonna stand. For that they hated knowledge. You hear what he said? For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. This has been going on for some time. This ain't nothing new. It might be new to you that just hearing it for the first time, but it's not new to those that have been, listening and hearing what it is that the Spirit has brought forth for some time now. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. Said they were none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. And you gotta come with it. You gotta justify it. You can ignore it all you want to, but one day you have to give account. Trust and believe that. We all have to give an account. We know in part and prophesy in part. This part here, I stand on wholeheartedly. Straight up, the fear of the Most High, and the fact that you got to acknowledge Him. And not to acknowledge Him, this is what He say going to do to you. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. Because you ain't afraid, you ain't scared of Him. And you teaching people to be afraid and be scared of Him. They were none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore, shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. So He going to deal with you. That's how He going to deal with you. Go back to Proverbs 19. This is easy. This what I'm talking about is very easy. Looking at these words that they put in the Bible, especially LORD, meaning BAAL. You can't stop saying that. LORD, meaning BAAL. I mean, that's who we was worshiping. They had us worshiping that back big time, man, until this day. You can't say that. If it means, BAAL, LORD means BAAL. I mean, everybody mostly calling on that. They use that now. Proverbs 1:9, which is 19 and 21. Proverbs 19 and 21. There are many devices in a man's heart. There's many devices in a man's mind, the way the man thinks. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Most High shall stand. You hear that? The counsel of the Most High, that shall stand. You see? And we just read about one of the counsels of the Most High in praising Him. Shoot, let me read this to you. Considering, talking about praising Him. Can't get no clearer than this. Ecclesiasticus 43:29. The Most High is terrible. That's why you got to fear Him. Why you got to be afraid of Him? Say the Most High is terrible and very great and marvelous in His power. And that's what we want. That marvelous power that He has, which should give us spiritual power. When we glorify the Most High, exalt Him as much as you can. When you glorify the Most High, exalt Him as much as you can. For even yet will He far exceed. And when you exalt Him, put forth all your strength. You hear that? When you exalt the Most High, put forth all your strength. And be not weary, for ye can never go far enough. And all praise to the Most High. Some of myself go, sir. I better learn to praise the Most High. Or you're going to have to fulfill what He just said. In Proverbs 1:24 down. Better overstand this, man. Proverbs 1:22. The desire of a man is his kindness. And a poor man is better than a liar. Yeah. A poor man is better than a liar. Somebody that's lying. Telling lies. Say a poor man better than a liar. Go back to the law. Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19 and 10. Leviticus 19 and 10. Your words can be comforting. Your words, which is your tongue, can be deadly. Leviticus 19 and 11. You shall not steal, neither deal falsely. Neither deal falsely. Conniving, maneuver on people, doing things that will um, be deceitful to your brother, your sister. Neither shall thou profane, neither lie one to another. Neither lie to one another. It's very important. That's the law. You shall not steal, neither deal falsely, deceitfully, neither lie one to another. You're supposed to be telling no lies, man. Very important because you look at Revelation 22 and 15, tell you about who's not going to be in the kingdom. Straight up. That's why I say you will remain the same or you're going to change. Revelation 22 and 15, but without the kingdom, that's what he's talking about, are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Where you going to be at? Without. Revelation 21 and 8. But the fearful and unbelieving, they fear everything but the Most High. Understand this. They ain't talking about the fear of the Most High. They talking about the fearful, scared of everything. And unbelieving, you ain't got no faith in the Most High. And abominable, those that break the laws of the Most High. And murderers, those that's not a friend to his brother, hating on his brother, those that actually commit murder unjustly. And whoremongers, those that jumping around from woman to woman, man to man. And sorcerer, witches, and idolaters, those that don't believe in the Most High, and all liars. Hear that? So when you lie, those are the words that come from your mouth, right? All liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. You hear that? But the fearful and unbelieving, no faith, fear, scared of everything, but ain't scared of the Most High. Ain't not afraid of the Most High. And unbelieving, you don't have no faith in the Most High. That's what my child had told him. You go back to look at the beginning of these lessons, man. As I was dealing with this, I went through that, like Mark 11, 22 to 26. And the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars. This is our topic right here. Shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Ephesians 4. That's your destiny. That's why it's about not being there. Hopefully, this will touch someone or share it with someone. Like, share. I don't get that many likes. Share and subscribe. And hit the hype button. That helps the algorithms too. Hit the hype button. That'll help the channel to more people to tune in too, because people need to hear this. Ephesians 4 and 22. That you put off concerning the former conversation. The old man. So if your conversation is just like as it's been, you call yourself being in the truth, and your conversation is just like it's always been to someone new you from a youth on or whatever, you know, a time when you call yourself coming into the truth and your conversation is still the same. So I say that you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man or the old woman, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. Think about it, corrupt. You know, that's serious because you're not really looking at being valid in the eyes of the Most High. You corrupt. You wasn't keeping no commandments. Some of you probably still don't keep the commandments. Don't you going over the laws, the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws, and even knowing about the sacrificial laws? You was corrupt. We were corrupt and not looking at, looking at you ain't got to keep no laws. Think about the people in Christian insanity institutions that's institutionalized with insanity, how they really think. We not under the law, but we under grace. We don't have to do what you say, Most High. We don't have to follow what you say, Most High. But you got to do what we want you to do. You got to give us what we don't deserve to get. That's grace. I'm here to make you think. You praying to the Most High, but He's supposed to give you what you don't deserve to get. That's grace. And you praying to the Most High, that's your only connection with Him, because y'all don't know the Bible. They don't know what the Bible is talking about, really. So their only connection with the Most High is prayer. And they praying to the Most High, and they say they're under grace, but they say they ain't under the law that He wrote with His finger. Make that make sense for me. I mean, I'm trying to understand, y'all. That's why I call it crisp insanity. They can understand why I'm saying that. It's not nothing you can really understand if you ain't really spiritually, because of the fact that you're going to be burnt crispy. And you've been insane, so you've been dealing with insanity. If you really think that the Most High gonna answer you, and you're saying that I don't have to do what you say do, Most High, but you got to do what I want you to do. When I ask you for something, you got to give me what I don't deserve to get. Think about it. You don't deserve to get it. That's real. We under the law, we're under grace. So you're not under, you don't have to do what the Most High wrote with His finger, that worked out with the Most High, keeping His laws and commandments. And you tell you in 1 John 5:3 in the New Testament, what they supposed to believe in, that, but it's the love of the Most High that we keep His commandments. Commandments are not grievous. But they say, it's worse, man, comforting or deadly. They say we don't have to, I'm just putting it to you just how you saying it. So you realize, some of you might not, I know nobody breaking it down to you like that. Especially you go to these institutions and so forth that's got you all brain polluted. And not brainwashed, but brain polluted. My Shabbat said in St. John 15:3, now you are clean through the word that I speak unto you. And you don't understand the word. You don't see Him from the volume of the book that He's in. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, why are you saying, man? Corrupt. That's corrupt. That's really corrupt. According to the deceitful lust, man. But the lies you've been taught, and y'all just keep on bringing forth the lies. To be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You hear that? To be renewed in the spirit of your mind, the way you think. Because the way you think is the way you're going to speak. And the way you speak is clear. We hand you the Bible, and you put it on, you start going through the pages, you take the Bible, you go through the pages, looking for something like you looking for something, you take it and put it on your arm and keep talking. Over and over again for years, man. Over 30-something years I've seen this, man. This ain't nothing I'm talking about that you just looking and listening to me now would understand. I've been doing it with this for years, man. Seeing the same thing over and over again. So I say, be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You got to want to know more. Which one of y'all out there desire to know something outside from whatever's being brought to you? Like, okay, well, let me see what I want to do today. I'll just come out, I'll just do something I did last week or whatever. What difference do it make? What difference do it make? And be renewed in the spirit of your mind to learn more. Think better. Become an analytical thinker And that you put on a new man. Hear that? A new man, new woman, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. That one scripture right there. Let me underline that. You can underline it too. You can mark your Bible up. Righteousness, true holiness. Okay. Look at that. Okay, let's look at that. And that you put on a new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. So that's why I say it's very important to know these definitions. Definition of righteousness. It says, a new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and holiness. What's righteousness? We go there. Deuteronomy 6:25, right? That's why it's very important to know these definitions. Deuteronomy 6:25. This define righteousness. It's this new man or this new woman in righteousness, right? In holiness. And it shall be our righteousness, Deuteronomy 6:25, defining righteousness, if we observe to do all these commandments before our power, the Most High, power Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as he have commanded us. You see? So that's righteousness. What about holiness? We go to all praise to the Most High. Romans 7:12. Wherefore the law is holy. Those are the laws that the Most High wrote. And the commandment holy. Those are commandments that the Most High wrote. And just and good, right? Look, Deuteronomy 9:10. Deuteronomy 9:10. I'm here to make you think. It says, and the Most High delivered unto me 2 tables of stone written with the finger of the Most High. You hear that? Written with the finger of the Most High. You think it took 40 days and 40 nights to write 10 commandments? Talk to me. You think it took 40 days and 40 nights to write 10 commandments by the Most High, written with the finger of the Most High? 40 days and 40 nights to write 10 commandments. Are y'all serious, man? Come on. And the Most High delivered unto me 2 tables of stone written with the finger of the Most High. And on them was written according to all the words which the Most High spake with you, we the Israelites, 12 tribes of Israel, 13 with Dan at this time, in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. So you see it written with the finger of the Most High. Going back to Ephesians 4:24. And that you put on a new man, talking to we the Israelites. We in the land of Ephesus, calling ourselves Ephesians. And that you put on a new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. And we just read, come on, what's righteousness and what's holy? Keeping of the Most High's commandments. Simple as that. Wherefore putting away what? Lying. So the lie got to come from your mouth, your words. Say, put away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor. You know, tell the truth with his neighbor that are Israelites. But we are members one of another. You know, we members one of another. We got to tell the truth to each other. Wherefore putting away lying. Remember we read, ain't no liars going to the kingdom. You'll be outside the kingdom. You'll be thrown in a lake of fire with brimstone, fire, crispy. That's why I call y'all crispy insanity, man. Man, if it was me and I was there, I'd be wanting to know, man. Why I'm here where I'm at now, because I wanted to know. I really desired to know. And I found out what this Bible is talking about. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor. Tell the truth, which is contrary to being a lie. Tell the truth. But we are members one of another. We're not members one of another. There's no other nation, are we? I'm not. You are? I mean, when the last time Ammonite came and ate dinner with you? Moabite? What about Edomite? Huh? Hamites? Huh? Talk to me. But see, when it comes down to the Bible, obviously y'all want to put everybody in there, but what's the reality? Hmm? It's still the reality. I don't think so. Edomite came and just boom, boom, boom. Who's that? Your Edomite friend. Just you went to the Edomite house, and every time you needed something, whatever, go there and eat, whatever, whatever. And we are members one of another as Israelites. That's who he's talking to. Be ye angry. He said, be angry and sin not. He said, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. You're angry, but here you are. He said, and sin not. Some of you are angry, you want to give somebody back, you want to do this and do that, whatever. Put it in the Most High. What my shot outside in the angel's hand? That's your faith. Put it in their hand. What you can you do more than what the Most High can do? Talk to me. You put it in his hand, hey, you believe? Hey, you gonna have whatever you desire. It's gonna happen. You don't have no faith, you don't expect nothing. That's why you're gonna do something carnal. Because you carnal minded. That's death. But maybe you don't know that. To be carnal minded is death, man. The Most High is a spirit. That's contrary to being carnal minded. Say, be you angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Don't let the sun go down and you still dwelling in your anger and what you gonna do, this, that, and the third, whatever, man. He said, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Some of you can't do that because you carnal minded and you prideful. They'll pride. They mess with your pride. You can't take nothing. But wait till the Most High visits you. He said, neither give place to the devil. That's who you working with. The devil. Can't get no clearer than that. Neither give place. Why I say that? Neither give place to the devil. You angry every day, just stay there, just you ain't let it go. He said, be angry. You angry. And sin not. How you gonna sin? If you're gonna do something contrary to the laws of the Most High. That's how you sin. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So don't let the sun go down and you still angry and ready to do something to somebody. What's that gonna do something to you? Man, I have too many case scenarios. I was getting ready to do some real bad things, man. The Most High almost blew my head off, man. Almost took my head off, man. I mean, I too many scenarios, man. Like angry, just going to deal with something. Let the Most High handle it. I had to learn that. I was in the world though. He said, neither give place to the devil. Don't give place to the devil. That's what you do. You give him place. You call him up. You know why? Because you got to understand that's clear right here. Okay, you why you saying don't let the sun go down upon your wrath, right? Because you sitting there angry in the daytime. The sun went down, you still angry. So who is it that you're dealing with in your sin? You're dealing with the devil. You drawing the devil to you. You done pushed the Most High and the Mashiach other side, the holy angels away from you, and now you calling the devil, come on, be with me. He loved that. That's his job. Be the left-hand side. Why does happen? Why does it? Because you drawing the devil to you. That's why I said neither give praise to the devil. That's what you're doing. You calling him into your world. But that's why most I said, look, it's spiritual. Everybody ain't spiritual to do this. Tell you what, it works. I know that. Ecclesiastes 2 and 4. You said, whatsoever is brought upon you, that's thee. Take cheerfully. Be patient. Take time, y'all. When thou art changed to a lower state. You know, you don't know. You could be, that's why he said in verse 1, my son, when thou come to serve the Most High, What do he say? Prepare your spirit for what? For temptation, for the devil. Because you coming, that's why I said don't give place to the devil. You done gave place to the devil. We done gave place to the devil before we start really actually applying the truth in our life. Say whatever. You coming in, you gotta learn how to operate as such in the truth. You ain't operating in the truth till you really see that you have examined yourself and you recognizing when this book is closed, you operating for what it says here in the spirit, spiritually. Other than that, you just going through the motions. Learn the definition here, learn the definition there, whatever. The book is closed. Now all of a sudden you struggling between the old man, the new man, the old woman, the new woman. You're still struggling. So you ain't really there yet. When you're there, you're gonna be just like how you think I can go here to show you what it is, what it's saying here, neither give place to the devil. They tell you when you come to the Most High, prepare yourself for the devil. Didn't he deal with him? I shot, ever shot? He was 30 years old, getting ready for his ministry. Who came? Ministry, who came? The devil. Straight up. The tempter. He the tempter. Most I don't tempt nobody. But that devil, oh yeah, that's his job. That's why I say don't give place to the devil. Don't let him roll in your life. Colossians 3, the 3rd chapter. Don't let him give place to the devil. That's why your mind, and when you start looking at all, and then some of you, if you're looking at, who are you around? Are you around people that's really vibing in the truth? You're not around necessarily like your job is to propel. You got to propel all that negative, all the stuff that they're dealing with away from you to be able to come back into your own world of the truth. Especially because it's like a lonely place. If you just out here by yourself, where a lot of us are, we dealing with the truth. That's why I stay in this word, stay studying. You got too many things that you can actually occupy your mind in this truth that say you're bored. You should never be bored. It's too much to learn. You can sit down and take one of my videos and just go through all these scriptures and hours and hours and hours of all these precepts and write it down and what's being said with it. Learn how to do something, man. Take your time away from this world, man. Straight up. Pray, fast, pray, do the things you're supposed to be doing, but stay in this word, topic after topic, subject matter after subject matter. Come on. I know I got at least 7,000 videos. Only way is 7,000 good. Probably more than that. Between all the time you go through all of that, you ain't got nothing to do. Are you serious? There's no excuse. That way, when my shop say come back and y'all say I didn't have time, this, that, and the third, man, we went to work and we still have to come to school. I don't give a damn what time you work. School's open 24/7. You went to work, get off work, you go to school, get some lesson, get some word in your mind, you go home, sleep, whatever, come back and deal. Come on, man. For years and years and years. So I can't relate. Man. Where your sacrifice at? Y'all too lazy to sacrifice. You don't want to do what you're supposed to be doing, man. How you gonna meet the Most High and say, my show's like, oh, I ain't have time. Different, more important. That's what you're saying. Colossians 3:8. But now, Colossians 3:8. But now, right now, he also put all these. Put these off. Anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. You hear that? Put these away from you. What do you need this for? Why you gotta be angry? And brothers say, surely, oppressing make a wise man mad. You ain't oppressed. If you're on the internet, you got a phone, you got a house, or wherever you living at, you got clothes, you got food. How you oppressed? You driving around, man. How you oppressed? Surely oppression make a wise man mad. You ain't oppressed. Prove to me you oppressed. You ain't oppressed, man. But now, ye also put off all these anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth, man. Filthy communication. The other time you say something that's just filthy. Sound filthy McNasty. Filthy mouth. You know, just lie not one to another. There it is. Don't lie to no one. Don't be lying to each other, man. Seeing that you have put off the old man. See, that's the old man in the old world. Your old worlds, man. You change it. With his deeds, the actions that you've done. First thing he said, well, what? Lie not one to another. Right? So if you was a liar in the past, some of you were big liars, you know. Trying to come up this way. Some of you men was lying to women, women lying to men. I just seen a terrible case scenario. Man and this lady was walking with he's walking with his little girl that he thought 6 years old with a pizza and whatever he had in his hand. And when he seen her mother, he was like, why you lied to me? And she was like, what are you talking about? And shalom, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. You know, he said, why you lied to me? He said, I had a DNA test and who I thought was my daughter is my brother's child. I said, wow, you slept with my brother and you put it off on me? She was like, oh, it just happened one time. Put her hand over her face and still trying to save face with him. I mean, some people went through whole lifetime. They lied to him. They thought, you know, that someone was their father or mother, either or. And it wasn't. I mean, he was real hurt. I mean, lie not one to another, seeing that, yeah, put off the old man or the old woman with his deeds. But what do you have to go by if you're dealing with Christian insanity? The Baptist, Catholic, what laws they going by? Hmm? Any religion, what laws they going by? They keeping the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, ceremonial laws. What we talking about here is the moral law. You know, they're not obligated to that. Because remember, they saying we not under the law, we under grace. Whatever we do, you know, we're gonna be forgiven. Myself inside blood, or they say Jesus Christ, blood was shed so they could do whatever they want to do. He covered it. Wickedness, man. Lie. Colossians 3 and 8. I mean 9. Lie not one to another, saying that, yeah, put off the old man or the old woman with his deeds, and that put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge. And knowledge is the gathering of the right information or the gathering of the wrong information, the right hand or the left hand. You know, a lot of you just stuck on the right hand. Y'all done this like Crispin Sander yourself. There's a left hand that people are really operating in that's come from worshiping the devil. Church of Satan, that side over there, that's accepted in America as a religion. They operate. They rolling big time. Big time. That's why I said, verse 10, and I put on a new man, which is renewed in knowledge, after the image of him that created him, after the image of him that created us, all of us. And that's real. We have to change, be born again, and as you change, you remain the same. You're accountable. You're held accountable for that change. It's very important. You cannot go wrong with following what it is that we're seeing, the instructions that he's given us to follow. And as you see, it's the same thing over and over again. Verse 12, it says, put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve to get. So that's bowels of mercies, not giving someone what they deserve to get many times. Kindness, humbleness of mind, meaning you're not prideful. You got to be humble. Meekness, that's straight up humility. Long suffering, suffering long. Forbearing one another. Forbearing one another. Why do you think in your wildest dreams that we got to keep being told to love each other? That's all this is talking about. Morally, love your brother, love your sister. We always got to be told to love each other because we don't like each other. Forbearing one another and forgiving one another. Hear that? Forbearing one another and forgiving one another. Because, when it's like that, you're talking about them. You're saying something about someone negative. You don't want nobody around you because you too good. You better than everybody. You think you're somebody because you got a little something going on more than they do. If they poor than you, then you look down upon. You got your own business lying, saying that you got to pay extra money to get whatever you get. When dang on well, you ain't got to pay no more than what everybody else paying. Just using us as an economy. Cold-blooded, man. Forbearing one another and forgiving one another. I mean, people walk around with grudges. I ain't like that, brother. I don't like that. I don't like her. Especially women, y'all don't like each other at all, boy. Y'all. What a woman, what a sisterhood in all these different congregations at. That you grabbing together. And sister, okay, look, sister, let me teach you something over here. Let me teach you this. Okay, well, let's gravitate over here where you can come together with each other. We men do it. What are sisters doing that's doing that? Bing, out of here. Bing, out of here. I love it. People might think I can see them. Why they bing, point me out. Look, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. I mean, that's the law, y'all. I'll show you that. Can't be sitting around having no grudge against someone, hating on someone. I take energy, man. I don't know. I don't have that energy. I ain't never had that. I ain't used no energy like that in my life. I ain't used no energy for sitting around hating on someone. That take energy when I could be doing something else with my life, doing something with my time. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Mashiach forgave you, so also do ye. They say, hey, Mashiach forgave us. We're supposed to forgive each other. Ain't that serious? They tell you, I gave you the scenario. You go back and look at the lessons in this lesson I've been dealing with pertaining to your words and your actions and so forth. And you go to your brother alone. He hear you. One, your brother. You don't hear you. You take two witnesses with you. One or two witnesses with you. Talk to them. You hear them, hey, you want your brother back. You don't hear them, then you bring it to the church. Then you can broadcast it on social media. Everybody start with social media, like off. If it's an elder, you got to go with 2 or 3 witnesses. Not just alone. You go with 2 or 3 witnesses for an elder. That's what it tells you. But, we always try and find a way to do things off. And supposed to be following the laws. Supposed to be the Israelites, the light of the world. Everybody follow us, man. Shoot. And then tell them what anybody end up in a ditch. In some case scenarios, you know what I mean? Like, look at Leviticus 19th chapter. In the law, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregations of the children of Israel. So it's talking to the children of Israel, right? nobody else, and saying to them, ye shall be holy. See? We got to keep the commandments of the Most High. We read what holy is. The law is holy, commandments holy. We read that in Romans 7 and 12, right? So that's a lot of times, you're looking at, that's all they had to go by in the New Testament was the law and the prophets. So they give you the definitions or give you an analysis that you can go back to where it's at in the Old Testament. That's all they had to go by. Wasn't no New Testament. Ain't no New Testament. It was only the law and the prophets. It would say, ye shall be holy, for I, the Most High, your power, am holy. Right? Verse 17. Leviticus 19 and 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. See, we ain't supposed to be just, a lot of you don't even know each other. You don't even, like, y'all don't know me. A lot of y'all don't know me. You know of me, but you don't know me. You don't even know each other, but yet still you hating on someone. Hate the word of the Most High. Hate whatever's coming out. Do that. You're going to hate something. Because you can't really hate me for bringing out the word. I'm just a messenger. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. You can't hate your brother in the heart. That take energy too. That take a lot of energy. Why you wasting energy on hating your brother? And a lot of you don't even know each other. Y'all ain't around each other at all. Different states, maybe different countries. Who knows? I mean, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. In your mind, we define the heart as the mind. What do you think, man? Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him, man. We ain't supposed to be doing these things. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. You know? You know? Verse 18, thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High. Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See? We got to love our neighbor as an Israelite. He was talking to the Israelites now. He ain't talking to everybody. We ain't supposed to be loving everybody. He didn't say we got to love everybody. Leviticus 19 and 2. He went to all the congregation of the children of Israel and said unto them, ye shall be holy. See, it's talking to the congregation of Israel. He ain't talking to everybody. That's our law. That's what he told us, how we have to be. He wasn't talking to no one else but us. And this what works. While we look at these precepts and we go into them, and you see, it works. Colossians 3, verse 5. It says, mortify, therefore, your members which are upon the earth: fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. You hear that? Look up all these words: fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. All those things that people of the world are doing still, that we shouldn't be doing. For which things' sake, the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience. You see that? When you're doing these things, the wrath of the Most High, so Hebrews 10:31 says, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living power. The wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience. You hear that? Those that are disobedient to the Most High's laws and commandments, in the which ye also walk sometime. He let you know that it came from, and we come from. It's one of those type of spirits or things that you're looking at, we're supposed to not be doing now, that some of us came from that, dealing in idolatry, into which ye also walked sometime when you lived in them. But now, he also put out all these that we just went through, right? Put those off. Colossians 2 and 8. Colossians 2 and 8. Beware. Pay attention, y'all. Lest any man, no matter who it is, spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Vain, worthless deceit, worthless lies. That's why I tell you in Ecclesiastes 3:24, it says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Worthless thinking, thinking wrong. That's all. It's just having the wrong thoughts. And an evil suspicion, that's the devil. Evil suspicion, the way you think, the devil is made them make the wrong judgment. Made them make the wrong judgment. Evil suspicion make the wrong judgment. I mean, people have done that. And afterward, their pride won't let them admit that they made the wrong decision because they're too prideful, because they're rolling with the devil. That's why I said, beware lest any man spoil you, rob you, take away from you through philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men. You hear that? That's Christian insanity right there. Tradition of men. After the rudiments of the world. You hear that? Rudiments of the world. That's why I call them secular churches. Because we always said congregation. We ain't said no church anyway. After the rudiments of the world. And not after Mashiach, Yahushua. But they would know him. They would talk about him. And they would feel something for the fact that they said he was a so-called white man until this day. Caesar Borgia, painting him as a so-called white man. It would mean something to you. It would mean something to you that they did this. That would mean something to you. Instead of your little words that you might say. I mean, even the fact that happened. How do you feel that Amashiach knew they was going to do that? How do you think he felt? That's why I say people don't really, it's so much about what they got to do for you, not how you feel about them. Enough, I'll say, else you'll be really talking about it. You'll bring it out. It will come out. You would hear it. You would feel it. Y'all just bring information, man. Y'all like to talk about people. When it comes down to who's going to save us, ain't no man going to save us. Period. That's why I said, man, beware. Better pay attention. Better put your guard up. Romans, the 12th chapter. I was going to 2. I want to read verse 1. I want you to think about this, because no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're dealing with, something more important than the Most High, something more important than the Mashiach Yahushua. Look what it said. I beseech you therefore, Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren. So he's not talking to everybody. He's talking about, because he tell you who's his brother. That's who he is. Told you who he was in Romans 11 and 1. I say then, it's Paul. Had the Most High cast away his people? Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite. That's Paul. Of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. The Most High has not cast away his people, which he foreknew of the past. So when he say brother, he's talking to the Israelites. Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, Israelites. Because look, Romans talking to the Israelites. Romans 1 and 7. To all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High. Okay? Who to be loved of the Most High? What scripture says and defines who to be loved of the Most High is. Hmm? What scriptures? It says, be loved. So, in other words, if you don't really know how to really bring forth who the Bible's talking to, and you trying to teach somebody, or you are sitting there listening to somebody just going off this way, that way, this way, that way with Christian insanity doctrines, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. So a child could get this. So a little child could get this. That's how it's supposed to be. Come on, I say, suffer little children to come to me. They innocent. They're not. They ain't all got this deep spirit like adults do, man. You know, y'all need to humble yourself, man. Really look at um what it's gonna take to make it, because I don't know. I don't know. Just you say to all that being wrong, be loved of the Most High. Try to tune y'all out, so I just go ahead and do what I'm gonna do for those that's gonna listen afterward to learn, since y'all not participating. Beloved is Baruch 3:36. He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant. And I'm not talking to those that's coming in and don't know. You just coming in. I'm talking to those that's been in, coming to class all the time, and still don't know. Still won't even participate. Baruch 3:36. He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved. Can't get no clearer than that. Israel his beloved. You see? That's why he's saying it right here. Spelled the same way, everything. Romans 1:7. This is who the book of Romans talking to. To all that be in Rome, be loved of the Most High. You can't get no clearer than that. Israel, we the Israelites, his beloved, Most High's beloved. What does it say? Called to be saints. Who the saints? Psalm 148:14. Psalm 148:14 defines who the saints are. He also exalted the horn, which is the power, like the bull's horn, the ram's horn. He also exalted the horn, the power of his people, the praise of all his saints. And the definition of the saints right here, even of the children of Israel. Hear that? Who the saints? Even of the children of Israel. Who are we? A people near unto the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. Praise the Most High. So you see the beloved and the saints, who was talking to? The Israelites, period. Going back to Romans 12:1. It's very important, because you got to look at how is it that you fit into this. There's more than just sitting up here, write down some precepts, and then now you going to the kingdom, man. You got to understand. Look what he said. Romans 12:1. This is what he said. It's serious. He said, I beseech you therefore, brethren, Israelites, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve to get. Many a times, he's given us mercies that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. So our bodies have to be made a living sacrifice. You got to give something up. Holy. We know holy is defined where? Romans 7:12. We've defined that earlier. The law is holy, commandment holy, and just and good. Acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. See that? Your reasonable service. You got to sacrifice. You got to give up something. You might want to do something's going on here. I don't have to give up a lot, man. Especially when things are happening on the Sabbath day and I can't go, throughout the years, man, that was a problem, man. I was like, especially when I first started, learning, man, it's like you had to adjust. That's a sacrifice. Everybody come together. You can't go because you got to be dealing, you're on a mission of what you got to deal with and being where you at. Some of you just learning this now, man. You know what I mean? Come on. He said, hey, present your bodies a living sacrifice, man. Holy. You're going to keep the commandments of the Most High. You know, keep his Sabbath day holy. Being a word of the Most High on the Sabbath day. Acceptable to the Most High. You think that is acceptable to the Most High? That you sacrificing, you just in that word on the Sabbath day? You better understand. Acceptable to the Most High. You think that is that's acceptable to the Most High, which is your reasonable service. I ain't say no big deal to the Most High. Isaiah 58:13. You better understand. And when you know, and you, I mean, that's why I say you're going to be beat with many stripes, man. Some of you ain't been beat enough, man. You know what he's saying, man. Well, you've been beat, and you've been beat, and you've been suffering, and suffering, and suffering, where everybody else is suffering, and it bother you, it hurt you. You know, you're going to want to do what's right. Isaiah, when the book is closed, Isaiah 58:13 and 14, you better hear this. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, and you know this, like I know it, been knowing it, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, you hear that? That mine is the Most High. And our pleasure is from sex to whatever you desire to do, like today. I mean, you're doing whatever you're doing. You don't do this on the Sabbath. You gotta wait. Be here. Look what it says. Thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath. Wherever you're gonna go. From doing thy pleasure, whatever it is, that's enjoyable in your regular everyday life. On my holy day. You know, that's Most High's holy day. And call the Sabbath a delight. The holy of the Most High, not the holy of Israelites, not the holiness of any other nation. You hear it? And call the Sabbath delight, the holy of the Most High. That's who it belongs to. It says, honorable, and shall honor him. You hear that? Honorable, and shall honor him. Not ourselves. Honor him. That's the sacrifice. You ain't dealing with yourself. You're dealing with him. And y'all having birthday parties on the Sabbath. He said, this is my holy day. Is it Most High's holy day on a birthday party? Happy birthday, Most High. Happy birthday, Most High. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Most High. No, I don't think so. It's whoever birthday it is, that's their holy day. But tell me I'm wrong. Everything is about them. Everybody think about the Most High. It just come on the Sabbath day. They got Shalom, welcome, man. They have there a lot of things happen. Well, Esau got everything set up, man. It's like you work 5 days, you know, from the second day to the 6th day. And I don't like to say those names of the week because they're named after Greek gods. You know, y'all can take it how you want to, or prove me wrong, or tell me I can't. When I say you can't, when the Most High say don't let the name of other gods come out of their mouth. Or we say first day through the 7th day. I'm going to say that. Nobody can make me have to say those days. Nobody. I don't care what kind of business I'm taking care of. Nobody can make me have to say those days when I say, look, those are named after Greek gods. And most I said, who I say you're supposed to let those names come out of your mouth. I'm going to read it to you. Well, people don't want to hear they don't want to hear the law. Let me read you what the law says. Read that to them. See what happened then. See who you on the phone with. See what kind of spirit you're on the phone with. Exodus 23 and 13. I mean, it is that's who I am. I mean, if you that person, but you're not that person whenever the book is closed, huh? You better be this person. That's why I say it's a sacrifice. And most people don't want to hear it. That's why I beam y'all out of here. Exodus 23, 13. And in all things, that's everything that I have said unto you. Be circumspect. You gotta be cautious. We talking about the Most High. We ain't talking about no man, no woman, no child, nothing. We talking about the Most High. And all things that I as the Most High have said unto you, be circumspect. You better be cautious and careful. And make no mention of the name of other gods. It's prevalent right here, y'all. And some of y'all just compromise, and then you be jacked up. And most I keep jacking you up, chastising you to get you right, and you still don't see it. You say you have to, because that's who's your power. Is your power saying this, or the power that you can't do what he say do, have you doing what they want you to do? Who you work for, the Most High, you work for the devil? Huh? I mean, it's something that could change everyone. Try it. It works. I mean, in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, be cautious, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. You hear that? So in the judgment day, you're going to say, well, I had to do it because they wouldn't have knew what I was talking about, what day I was talking about. They said, I'm saying the fourth day. They're going to say today, I'm saying the fourth day. That's what it is. I mean, I can tell them I can have a little child come on the phone and tell you what the fourth day is. So you have a calendar. All you do is look at the calendar and see what it is. Just count from first day, second day, third day, fourth day. Because they all were named after gods. And you're not supposed to let the names of other gods come out of their mouth. What's so hard about that? They put their gods up in this Bible and y'all calling on them like the days of the week. They all named after gods. I did a lesson on that. Come on, man. That's why it's about changing. When my Master say told Nicodemus, you gotta be born again. I mean, all he said, you gotta change. That's all he said, you gotta change. You gotta change. What's wrong with changing? For the betterment. Look. Isaiah 58:13 again. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Most High honorable, and shall honor him. Show me where it say honor yourself on the Sabbath day. Honor him. Not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. Even to the point where only way you're not speaking your own words, you in this Bible, you in the truth, man. You dealing with it. From sundown to sundown. You in this Bible, man. You stop, get some rest, get up, and you in this Bible. You think about this word, man. You in this. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Most High, about Shama Mashak. And I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of the Most High has spoken it. You better hear what he's saying. I hear him clearly. So you got those that say, oh, you can have, sexual intercourse on the Sabbath day. It says, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day. What it said in Ecclesiastes 25 and 21. Let me see what it says. Stumble not. It said, don't you stumble. Don't do this at the beauty of a woman. You hear that? Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. You hear that? Say, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. Come on, what you think that pleasure mean? She beautiful, and men. She a beautiful woman, and he's saying desire her not for pleasure. What do you think that pleasure mean? Because some people say pleasure don't mean, want to have sex with a woman. Or one want to have sex with a man. Either or. Here we talking about the beauty of a woman. And desire her not for pleasure. Not to lay with her, to have sex with her. He said, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day. It's the Most High's holy day. You can't get the Most High one day. That's some lustful. That's somebody that's lustful. They just got a lust spirit on them, for less a word. Solomon broke it down. wisdom of Solomon, all praise to the Most High. You turn to it, there it is. You know, that's the Most High, boss. Some of myself tell me, say, all praise to the Most High. Wisdom of Solomon 7:1 said, I myself also am a mortal man, like all of us mortal men. It said, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth, talking about offspring of Adam. He said, and my mother's womb was fastened to be flesh in the time of 10 months. You know, being created in his mother's womb for 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, the copulation, sperm of man, and the pleasure, they go pleasure right there, that came with sleep. Now he didn't come about with David just sleeping in the bed. Huh? David sleeping in the bed and bad bad as Bathsheba was. He already done committed adultery, would have had her husband murdered, Uriah murdered. So he got in the bed with her just sleeping, all of a sudden he just appeared. He just came out of nowhere, huh? Most like killed their firstborn son. Solomon was the next son that King David and Bathsheba had. Now, come on. Even to this day, somebody say, you sleep with her? You sleep with him? Don't we say that? This is our dialect. This way we talk. You say, hey, you sleep with her? You sleep with him? The president come with sleep. Come on. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all doing some lust spirits, man. If you can't get them Most High one day, that's all you want. One day. It's his day. That's a sacrifice. That's a sacrifice. Tell your leaders that. Tell them they can't, you don't have to do it. You have to get them Most High that one day. And that pleasure don't mean having sex. From the two scriptures I just brought out, that don't mean that. The beauty of a woman to desire her not for pleasure. What? I mean, I know there's some L7s around here, but y'all can't be that square. Romans 12:1. I digress. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. Come on. Don't have sex on the Sabbath day or anything that you do normally. You just said, be in this word, man. Don't even talk about your own words. Your own words are supposed to be dealing much on the Sabbath day. I've seen it. Everybody talk about everything under the sun on the Most High's day. Don't y'all realize that's sin? He said, present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world. See, the world gonna do what they do. I don't care if they call themselves in the truth or not, Israelite or not. The world gonna do what it do. Don't be conformed to this world. And those that are in the world, coming out of the world, coming to the truth, you got to look at, hey, you got to look at how it is to be in the truth. Learn how it is to be in the truth. Because it's a process. It's not expedient. But if you continue to grow spiritually, I'll say, because you carnal, you're going to remain the same. You just change a little here, there, and you'll justify yourself like everybody else justify themselves and doing the things that they're doing because they're carnal. Spiritually, you ain't. You're not. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, the way you think. If you think right, you're going to speak right, you're going to act right. That ye may prove that what is that good. We know what's good. We read that Romans 7:12. The law and the commandments are good. And acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. You got to justify yourself before the Most High. You got to be willing to go to the throne of the Most High and tell him you are right in whatever you're doing before him. On his day. That's his day. Ain't none of my day, none of your day. It's his day. Understand this. We got to make that sacrifice, and you got to be conformed to the world of Israel and not to this wicked world. What world was he in? He was in the Roman world. So like we're in the latter Greco-Roman Empire right now. You know, it's a white man's world. This ain't not our world. So who putting sanctions and tariffs on people? Who over there shooting off missiles and all this stuff? Ain't none of our world. We have no power like that. You say, I'm going to go to war with you. Come on. In a real way. Romans 8. Romans 8. 8th chapter. Verse 4. Hold on, I gotta get some water. Okay. Romans 8th chapter. Verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us. The righteousness, keeping of the Most High's commandments and laws, should be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. You know, we went over the flesh and the spirit in Galatians 5:19 down previously. For they that are after the flesh, you that gotta have pleasure on the Sabbath, do mind the things of the flesh. Yeah. You can't sacrifice one day for the Most High. I said I was gonna leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Or the things that you do that's contrary to being in the spirit. But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. You are the spirit, then you're gonna do the things of the spirit. The Most High is the spirit. Tell you that in John 4:24. And they that worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth. So the spirit gonna have you do whatever it is that he wants you to do, regardless of what anybody else think. How anybody else think, you know, don't matter. If you on a mission with the Most High, you want to make it to the kingdom, then how everybody else think, that's how they think. How many the Bible say, prove that I'm supposed to think like you from the way you think? They can't. Or they would understand. At least they will try and find out, okay, why do you feel that way? Why are you not there? Why are you not dealing with things on the Sabbath day? Or why are you not dealing with the way that, you know, because many challenges have come. When you're dealing with this truth, the devil come in many different ways, coming to challenge you this way, that way, that way. You gotta be able to know, okay, well, this going in the book for me because I did not sin. I refrain from it. You know, it's a hard thing sometimes just to really not do what it is that the flesh might want you to do. It's hard, man. You know, we got to continue to fight against it. But they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. That's all they care about, you know. You didn't know who's that? Lauren Hill, I think, had a song out, That Thing. Yeah, that's all it is. That thing. That's all they care about. That's why they got all these different diseases that you can't cure. My way to, I mean, you know what you call it? What is it? They just from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. They got something, they can't even cure the stuff, man. Because it got so many levels of this person's disease against that person's disease, against that person's disease, against that person's disease. And you're supposed to just accept that? No. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. That's all they want is the flesh. They look at somebody like, yeah. Like you just say, you see a beautiful woman, you don't desire her for pleasure. But that's not pleasure whenever you dealing like that, man. That's the flesh, man. But they are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. The things that once the book is closed, you got to think about the laws and what's right from wrong. For to be carnally minded is death. You hear that? To be carnally minded is death. I said that earlier. For to be carnally minded is death. So where you think, where you speak, where you at. Be carnally minded is death, man. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because you spiritually minded, you're going to think about what these scriptures are saying. What you have learned, you got to learn it. You got to live it. The hard part, most everybody, is to apply it. You know, but it's not easy. I mean, I can't say I apply everything myself. I'm still working on a lot of stuff, certain things. But to the best of my ability and best of your ability, you got to really look at, hey, your spiritual part got to outweigh the carnal. For real, for real. You got to always work on that. The only way you're going to work on it is you think about it. You got to think about it. You can't just be blank-minded once the book is closed. Now, all of a sudden, you ain't even thinking about what's right from wrong, what you have learned. That's why you learn it. But then you live it. Then you apply it in your life. And it works. The Most High will bless you. For to be carnally minded, verse 6, is death. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because, I mean, it's no different than, that don't change. How you get that peace? Proverbs 3:1. How you get that peace? That's how you get that peace, y'all. Proverbs 3:1. When the book is closed, you say, hey, my son, Proverbs 3:1, forget not my law, but let thine heart, we defined the heart earlier in this class, the mind, your thoughts, keep my commandments, right? So the law and the commandments, the same thing. For length of days, this is what's going to give you. Keep the commandments of the Most High. Do what he say do. Length of days, live a long time, and long life is there. And peace. There go your peace right there. And keeping the commandments and the laws of the Most High. Shall they add to thee? You see? So when you see peace, and the Master told us in John 14 and 27 concerning this peace. Remember how you get the peace, though. Everybody want peace, but they're not doing what they're supposed to do to get the peace. He said, peace, John 14:27, he said, peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth. You know? So the world can't give you the special peace that he's talking about here. A lot of y'all need to work and pray for this peace. Because a lot of you don't have it. It's a special peace, man. He said, I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart, your mind be troubled. Neither let it be afraid. Hear that? So don't let your mind be troubled. Don't let it be afraid. Told us this, man. All we got to do is follow suit what it's saying. Believe it. You believe it or you don't believe it. He told us, he gave us clear instructions, man. All we got to do is follow them. Straight up. You follow them, you're going to be all right. You don't, then you're on your own. Doing your own thing. He said in Matthew 11:28, come unto me. Somebody said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. You got a lot of problems, trouble, and I will give you rest. You know? He said, come unto him. He said, give it to him. He said, I'll give you rest. Do you have faith to believe that? He said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. He's in the volume of the book. Say, learn of me. For I am meek, humble, and lowly in heart, lowly in mind. And ye shall find rest unto your souls. So give it to him. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So give it to him. And when you give it to him, you should know without a shadow of a doubt, he got it. And if he got it, you should be talking about, hey, it's all right. But he told you, look, the only way you're going to do it, you give it to him, how you going to give it to him? You more likely going to pray in the name of Mashiach outside, take this from me, right? That's when he said, Mark 11 and 24, he said, therefore I say unto you, Mark 11:24, therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire to give all these problems to a Mashiach Yahushua. He said, it's burden is light. When you pray, he said, therefore I say unto you, Mark 11:24, what things soever you desire, when ye pray, believe that you receive them and ye shall have them. That's kind of horrible, people. You know, that belief is your faith. He told you in verse 22, and the Mashiach would say, answering said unto them, have faith in the Most High. Straight up. That's why he said, verse 24, therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when ye pray, believe, that's your faith in the Most High, that you receive them and ye shall have them. But the condition is, and when you stand praying, forgive. You can't have no grudge. You can't be holding no grudge against no one. When we told you, hey, be angry, sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Don't give place to the devil. And when you stand praying, forgive. If you have ought against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. You see that? But that's a condition. If there's another condition, you do not forgive. You don't want to forgive? Neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your trespasses. Your atonement is null and void. That's what he's saying. Your atonement that I was going to give you, or could have given you, I'm taking it back. You're messed up for all the trespasses that you have done that I've forgiven you. See, people don't think like that. But you got to understand, the Most High ways and thoughts, not our ways and thoughts. You come with any way. The Most High said, I can be that way. I can be that way. I can be that way. Except for unrighteousness. He ain't gonna do no unrighteous deed. He ain't gonna do certain things he say he won't do. He ain't gonna lie. Trust me in that. Going back to Romans 8. That's what I say. Verse 7. Now let's read verse 6 again. For to be carnally minded is death, y'all. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. I guess we need to deal with that because a lot of these things are said, whether it's said in your mind, you talking to yourself, or you talking to someone else. Let's look at that carnal, so y'all take note on this and look these words up, because I want to cover a lot. I don't really want to go through a lot of mining. Galatians 5 and 19. Now let's read up for that, because I need you to know something before we get here, because to be carnally minded is death. I want you to see a little something before we get there. Let's start at Galatians 5:16. This I say then, walk in the spirit. See? Walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So the spirit, you walk in the spirit. That spirit is, think about the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. The law is spiritual. You think about what you're supposed to be doing that's right during all the time when the book is closed, and you'll be all right. For the flesh lust is against the spirit. You see, these are battling against each other. The flesh lust is against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary to one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. So it's like that the spirit is working against the flesh. The flesh is working against the spirit. They're in battle. It's a battle between the two until you learn how to conquer the flesh with the spirit. Listen. For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that you would. You want to do something, but you can't do it because of the fact that your flesh is battling against the spirit. But if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. You see, because you led under the spirit, you're not going to be following the law of sacrifice and all that comes along with it, man. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these. Because he's going to let you know. The first thing is the fruits of the spirit, you're going to see what it is. So he's not talking about you ain't got to keep the moral law, civil law, dietary law, ceremonial laws. No. Listen, now the works of the flesh are manifest. Because most of what he's talking about, a lot of times you understand, we had to sacrifice animals for the atonement of what? Sins. So you ain't got to deal with the law of sacrificing any type of animal, or turtle dove, or flour, all the way to flour, sheep and goats and so forth, bullocks and all this, because you are obedient. So you ain't got to sacrifice. We ain't dealing with the law of sacrifice. This is what it says. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication. Look all these words up. Uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envies. Look at all these names of his name. Envies, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before. And as I have told you in time past, that they which do such thing shall not, I repeat, shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. You see? So I'm proving to you point blank, without a shadow of doubt, don't he say you're not under the law in verse 18, but if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. That is not talking about not keeping the laws of the Most High. Because in verse 22, what does it say? But the fruit of the Spirit is love. That's a first, identification of the fruit of the Spirit is love. And what is love? 2 John 6, right to the point. 2 John 6. Definition of love. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. See? So to have the fruits of the Spirit, and the first one that named is love, and this is love, that we walk after his commandments. The commandments that we wrote about, we read about, and hopefully you wrote it down in Deuteronomy 9 and 10, that the Most High wrote with his finger, he wrote with his finger. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is a commandment that, as ye have heard, as an Israelite, from the beginning, ye should walk in it. In the commandments of the Most High. That's love. 1 John 5 and 3. This love. Come on. He's not a man that should lie. It wouldn't be here if it wasn't real. He left enough in here for us to be able to have salvation. They tamper with the Bible, yeah, but they ain't tamper with enough for us not to see through all the things that they did for us to have salvation. Powers from the throne on this earth, working toward that. 1 John 5 and 3. And all those that's going to learn what we teaching. Well, this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. See? That's the love of the Most High. We keep his commandments. Commandments are not grievous. What about Mashiach Yahushua? St. John 14:15. This is what he said. It's his words. That's why when anybody, they're not down with the Mashiach Yahushua, all he had was the law and the prophets when he walked the earth. That's it. Wasn't no New Testament. St. John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. Come on. Keep my commandments. What are the commandments at? Genesis to Deuteronomy. Come on. It's real easy. It's not a hard thing, but we can make it things real complicated with the simplicity of a Mashiach Yahushua, man. Some of these things are real simple. And when you realize, you're gonna be like, man, I should have seen this all the time. Why didn't I see this? It's simple. That's why he said in Proverbs 1:20. And he got something for us, man. It's right here in the scriptures, man. It says, Proverbs 1:22, it says, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. So sometimes I wonder if people fools, but they hate knowledge. Fools hate knowledge. Man. Now we know, going back to Galatians 5:22, we know that love is what? the keeping of the Most High's commandments. And that's the first thing it names pertaining to the fruits of the Spirit. So we got to have, y'all. Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit, being in the Spirit, is love. That's keeping of the commandments. And when you keep the commandments, you're going to have joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith. In the Most High, as the Mashiach told us we have to have meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Because you following the first thing it said was what? Love was the keeping of the law. So the keeping of the Most High's law, you ain't got to sacrifice no animals for the atonement of your sins. You doing what's right. And they that are Mashiachim, most people don't know about that, have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. You see? When you Mashiachim, you crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. And that's what you look at up here on verse 19 down. You see all those things that it said, what's going on about those that's rolling in the flesh, the works of the flesh. You see? Say, we live in the Spirit, verse 25, and we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. When the book is closed, y'all. Let us not be desirous of vainglory. Many men and women want to be somebody, man. That vainglory is right here. In the eyes of the Most High, his name is jealous, y'all. Oh, you more important than me? That's what the Most High said, y'all. You more important than me. Huh? Talk to me. You want to be somebody. You say we in a condition called damnation or hell, whatever, and you want to be somebody in hell. That's why I say, let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. It takes energy to envy somebody. Why would you envy someone? And I'm very, very happy, man, to see brothers, still rolling in this truth, man, and dealing with somewhere across the world, anywhere in this world, man, where somebody's being taught this truth. I don't care how it seems like you can imagine how I'm coming, this, that, and the third. I appreciate wherever you are listening, learning, and wherever anyone else is at listening and learning, us coming back to our Most High, coming back to our Mashiach Elishai, coming back to our nationality, who we are, and everybody else, for that matter, that's taking the time to learn and not be ignorant, not knowing. In darkness, gross darkness at that they put the people in, and people still in gross darkness, man. Gross ignorance, not knowing, and don't care. I never understood how you can envy somebody. For what? Why would you envy someone? I never understood that one, man. But our people are very envious. They don't, and it's like, most I hate a poor man that's prideful. What you gonna be prideful? You ain't really got nothing. Compared to billionaires getting like Elon Musk is what, almost a zillionaire. I mean, trillionaire. You know what I mean? Come on, man. That's why most I say he hate a poor man that's prideful. We against each other. They did a heck of a job on us, man. Where we are, we like this, man. That's why he said, why you gotta tell us way in the New Testament not to envy each other, man? For what? Man, love your brothers and sisters, man. Love to see my people come up, man. Y'all. That's why you ain't gonna make it, man. If you don't change, you don't. That's why it's about changing. Look, this is us right here, Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you, caring about his brother, very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother. That's that envy and jealous and pride spirit. Evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom, hating on his woman, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. That's why you see so many households are broken up, man. Because that's the curses that befell us, man. I can tell you, don't get it twisted. Don't matter, you ain't want to or not. Like I said, look, Lamentations 5 and 7. Don't understand. That's why I say the same thing happened with us, gonna happen with them. See, our fathers have sinned. That's our forefathers. They sin and are not, and they not here. And we that were born after our forefathers have borne or carried their iniquities. We had to pay the price, man. We had to go through them curses. And the spirit, spirit of the Most High, gonna make sure that that go down. It is written. This word don't go out void. Believe that. That's why, we have these spirits like that. But when you looking at being spiritual, then you're not gonna be dealing with that. You'll be glad for your brother and sister coming up, man, rather than envying somebody, man. You sit around playing video games, looking at somebody coming up that working hard, struggling and doing whatever they're doing. It's like you don't even know how people come up, man. They maybe have 2-3 jobs, man, to come up or whatever. Y'all sit up here envying somebody, man. Get out of here. You sit around playing video games. Romans 8, verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. You know that? The carnal mind, you're at war with the Most High, against the Most High. But it is not subject to the law of the Most High. So most people in these religions are carnal minded. They at war with the Most High. They are enmity with the Most High. For it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. You that's in the flesh, you cannot please the Most High. Straight up. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you, the spirit of the Most High dwell in you, then you're going to do what he say do. You're not going to be against what he says us do. Now, if any man have not the spirit of a Mashiach, he is none of his. You hear that? If you don't have the spirit of a Mashiach, you're none of his. And if Mashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. Now, regardless of how you look at it, sin is against the law, doing things against the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High, righteous because of righteousness. The spirit of life because of righteousness. Because people talk about this, the law of the spirit of life. You're not going to avoid righteousness. What is righteousness? Let's get it again. Let's go to Psalms 119, 172. Psalms 119, 172. Defining righteousness. We already have Deuteronomy 6:25. Psalms 119, 172. My tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. You hear that? You say all the commandments are righteousness. That defines righteousness. The commandments, doing the commandments, that's how you be righteous. And that defines righteousness. When you go into the New Testament, there it is. Proverbs 22 and 1. Proverbs 22 and 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Don't you hear that? A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. And loving favor rather than silver and gold. That's crazy, man, but it's real. Because of the fact of this world would have you think that riches, having money, is more valuable than a good name. You look at all the things that's coming out on people, supposed to have a good name. A good name is rather to be chosen in the eyes of the Most High, Mashiach, Yahushua, and the angels, than great riches. You can be rich as you want to, have all the money you want to. You can't take it with you. When the Most High take you out of here, you finish. Come in butt naked, you leave out of here butt naked. That's it. Taking nothing with you that you just so selfish, you just bury it with you. But a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Luke 17:1. That's why you got to have a good name. Luke 17:1. This said he unto the disciples, it is impossible, but that the offenses will come. He said, offenses going to come. But woe means destruction unto him to whom they come. That's why I was saying, I say it all the time. He said destruction to you, that offense is going to come, and woe to that person that offenses come, like I was talking earlier in the spirit concerning how Most High said in Hosea 5:15, I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. In our affliction, we're going to seek him early. Masha telling you, it is impossible, but that offenses will come. But woe, destruction unto him through whom they come. It was better for him. That's what I'm telling y'all, man. When I tell you, this is really serious as can be. Y'all don't fear the Most High. Y'all ain't afraid. Y'all ain't scared of him. He said, destruction to you when offenses come. He said, I'm going to go to my place, Hosea 5:15. Y'all better read it and study it. I did a lesson on it. Till we acknowledge our offense. And seek his face. He said, in our affliction, we're going to seek him early. And then we read how in Proverbs, the first chapter, 24 verse down, how he said, I'm going to laugh at your calamity. I'm going to mock when your fear coming. Because you ain't got it. When he bring that, he bringing the calamity, he bringing the destruction, the desolation on you. The way you think. Because the way you think is the way you feel. The way you feel is the way you're going to speak. And when you speak the wrong things and he hear it, you know what you're thinking before you speak it. Why the tongue is comforting or deadly. That's why he said, Luke 17:1, then say he unto his disciples, it is impossible, but that offenses will come. I tell you right here now, telling y'all better learn to say all praise to the Most High, loud as you can, strong as you can. He said, with all your strength. But woe, destruction unto him through whom they come. A lot of things happen, man. Get your attention, bring you through whatever. Brought us through a whole lot that we see, miracles and so forth. Think we're going to change? No, you remain the same. Hey, it's going to be worse when you didn't. He said, it were better for him that a millstone will hang about us. You check this out now. You meditate on this because a lot of y'all going to run. Y'all don't like, y'all just like feel good things. This ain't no feel good. This is really real. I'll keep it real in the spirit. It say, and this is what my child was telling you, it were better for him that a millstone, a big giant boulder, will hang about his neck and he cast it and he cast into the sea than that he should offend one of these little ones. That's just the little ones. Right? How you think it feel about the Most High? You're offended the Most High. Say, I'm going to go to my place till you acknowledge your offense of him and seek his face because we offended him. But he say, even if offend one of these little ones that believe on the Most High, it was better for him, verse 2, that a millstone would hang about his neck and he cast it into the sea, than that he should offend one of these little ones. That's more the Most High. Say, take heed to yourselves, you better pay attention. You say, take heed to yourself. If that brother trespass against thee, rebuke him. And if he repent, forgive him. Hear that? Your brother transgress against you, and he repent, he asks for forgiveness, forgive him. And if he trespass against thee 7 times in a day, and 7 times in a day turn again to thee, saying, I repent, thou shalt forgive him. That's deep. Right? That's deep. And listen, and the apostle said unto him, Amashiach Yahushua, increase our faith. It said, increase our faith, man. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do. You know, to trespass you against you, you know, 7 times in a day. It's, I'm sorry, man. Forgive me, man. You got to forgive them. That's spiritual. That's spiritual. But the flesh say, that's why you see how the flesh working against the carnal, against the spirit. The carnal working against the spirit. The flesh working against the spirit. Spiritually, he said, hey, you got to forgive them. But the flesh said, hey, man, I'm going to hold on to that. That's why he said, hey, increase our faith. And the Mashiach Yahushua said, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed can fit on your baby finger. Now, it's really tiny. If ye had faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye might say unto this sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it should obey you. Wow, that's a lot of faith, right? But which of you, having a servant plowing or feeding cattle, will say unto him by and by, when he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat? And will not rather say unto him, make ready where I may sup. Go fix my food that I may sup. You done been working out there in the field. So when he come in, go in there and make my food that I can sup. And gird thyself and serve meat till I have eaten and drunken. And afterwards thou shalt eat and drink. Once you serve me, I done ate and drunk as much as I want. Then afterward you may eat and drink. Does he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I feel not. I don't think so. He said, I don't think so. So likewise, ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do. You see? That's why you got to look at all the prophets said, we have sinned. You know, we have broken the commandments of the Most High. And that's something that we have to learn to do. Just what they've done. Psalms 115 and 11. Psalms 115 and 11. Psalms 115 and 11. Ye that fear the Most High, you just scared and afraid of the Most High, highly respecting them because you scared of them. Trust in the Most High. That trust is having faith in the Most High. He is their help and their shield. He's their help and that protection. You fear the Most High, he's that help and protection. Got that shield up for us. Verse 13 and 14. He will bless them that fear the Most High. He will bless them that fear the Most High, both small and great, no matter what position you're in. You fear the Most High, he's going to bless you, both small and great. The Most High shall increase you more and more, you and your children, when you're in the spirit with them. You know? I love this. Psalms 117, 2 verses. Psalms 117, 2 verses. Oh, praise the Most High, all ye nations. Praise him, all ye people. For his merciful kindness is great toward us. And the truth of the Most High endureth forever. And we know what the truth is, class. We haven't sung it all day. Psalms 119, 142. Let's sing it together. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Straight up. That lasts how long? Forever. Endure forever. So how are they going to tell you that you're not under the law? This is what it says. For his merciful kindness is great toward us. And the truth of the Most High endureth forever. Praise ye the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Isaiah 8 and 20. Isaiah 8 and 20. Isaiah 8 and 20. To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word in this Bible, is because there is no light in them. Right? If they speak not according to the word of this Bible, it is because there is no light in them. What's that light? And most people can't. If they don't have this, they don't have that light. What's the light? What's the light? Hmm? Anybody know what the light is? Where you define the light? Must be a lot of new people on today. Because I know you that's been in the class. Y'all should know this by heart. Proverbs 6:23. Proverbs 6:23. Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. See? The law is light. The commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. And reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So, going back to Isaiah 8 and 20. To the law and to the testimony of this Bible, what's written, if they speak not according to this word, according to the Bible, is because there is no light in them. And most likely, more than likely, like I said, they're dealing with Christian insanity in these different religious organizations and so forth. And most of them not dealing with that light, which is what? The law of the Most High. The law is light. Commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. Turn the lamp on, boop, hit the switch. You got the laws of the Most High that endure forever. Baruch 4 and 1. Baruch 4 and 1. This is the book of the commandments in the Apocrypha, Baruch 4 and 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High and the law that endure forever. So somebody lying, saying you're not under the law, but you're under grace. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High and the law that endure forever. All that keep it shall come to life. So somebody said, got you set up for this. But such as leave it shall die. They got you so set up to die. It said, turn thee, old Jacob, and take hold of it. That's the laws and the commandments of the Most High. Walk in the presence of the light thereof. We just seen that the light, the commandment is light, the law is light. Walk in the presence of the light thereof. It's hip talk. But you get a definition of these words throughout the scriptures, that thou mayest be illuminated. You know? Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. O Israel. Who's he talking to? We say, oh, Israel. He's talking to the Israelites, period, us. Happy are we, but things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. Now, things that are pleasing to the Most High are known unto you. Be of good cheer, my people. The memorial of Israel, man. Straight up. Lamentations 2. Lamentations 2. See what that says. Lamentations right after Jeremiah. Jeremiah wrote, it's like crying out. Lamentations 2. The whole chapter is great, Joe. I'm going to jump right down to verse 20 to 22. Behold, O Most High, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall a woman eat their fruit, and children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Most High? The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thy anger. Thou hast killed, and none pity. Thou hast called as in a solemn day my terrors round about, so that in the day of the Most High's anger none escape, none remain. Those that have swallowed and brought up have my enemy consumed. For what? Why? Because we refuse to keep his law, statute, commandments. Just as lamentation, destruction, just destroying us. Destroying us. Because we refuse to keep the law, statute, commandments. Why he told us over and over again, turn to the Most High's law, statute, commandments. And I say you read this whole thing, is Lamentation, you read the whole chapters of Lamentation, Jeremiah crying out for us, man. Because we did them like this, y'all. Well, all you see that's written there, because we did the Most High wrong. You did them wrong. Let me show you. Go to Zechariah 7. Zechariah the 7th chapter. We'll start at verse 8. And the word of the Most High came unto Zechariah, saying, Thus speaketh the Most High, power of hosts, power of army of angels, saying, Execute true judgment and show mercy, which is not getting something you do deserve to get, and compassions, every man to his brother. Always got to tell us how to act toward each other, how to love each other, man. And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, that's Israelite that you don't know, come among us, nor the poor. And let none of you imagine evil against his brother in his heart, in your heart, in your mind. God all the time tell us not to hate each other. Why? We got to read a book to learn how to not to hate each other. Come on, man. But they refuse to hearken. Hear that? Like it is today. Refuse to listen and pulled away the shoulder. You don't tell me what to do, and stop their ears, put their hands over their ears that they should not hear. This is what we did. Well, you just read what he said in Lamentations. I didn't want to read the whole. I didn't want to read it so much, so drastic, and so many things that happen to us for not keeping the laws of the Most High. They refuse to hearken, refuse to listen, and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. Yeah, that they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law. You hear that? Yeah. They made their hearts, their minds as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law. And the words which the Most High, power of hosts, army of angels, have sent in his spirit by the former prophets. And what we do to the prophets, we show you what we did to the prophets. Get some love out of this, man. What we do to the prophets by his former prophets that he sent to talk to us. 2 Ezra 1:32. This is what we did to the prophets, y'all. I send unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain, killed them, and torn their bodies in pieces. We didn't only kill them, we tore their bodies to pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, said the Most High. Listen, Zechariah 7 and 12. Yeah. They made their hearts, their minds as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the most high power of host of army of angels hath sent in his spirit by the former prophets that they killed and tore their bodies to pieces. Israelites, that's what we did. Therefore came the great wrath, therefore came a great wrath from the most high power of hosts. You hear that? And we just read about a little bit in Lamentation. You can read the whole thing. That's all this crying to the most high behind what we cause ourselves to go through and not listening to the most high. Listen at this closely, y'all. Zechariah 7 and 13. Therefore it is come to pass that as he cried, you see that? We made the Most High cry. Therefore, as he cried, and they would not hear the things that we offend him with, he said, as he cried, we made the Most High cry, and they would not hear. So they cried, and I would not hear, said the Most High power of hosts. But what did he do? But I scattered them. That's us, the Israelites, 12 tribes of Israel, with a whirlwind, like a tornado or a hurricane, among all the nations, whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through, nor returned. But they laid the pleasant land desolate. And it's desolate, y'all. It's desolate. Land we made the land desolate. So we talking about words. Let's see what the words of the land talking to us will say. Go to Baruch, the 4th chapter. Verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath, like he just said. What he said? Zechariah 7 and 12. Yeah, they made their hearts or minds as an adamant stone, we the Israelites, against the Most High. They lest they should hear the law. Sound familiar? We're not under the law, we're under grace today. Lest they should hear the law. And the words which the Most High power of hosts, power of army of angels, has sent in his spirit by the former prophets that we killed and tore their bodies to pieces. Therefore came a great wrath from the Most High power of hosts. Right? What does it say here? Baruch 4 and 6. Talking about the apocrypha is not real. Get out of here. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath. And we just read. You were delivered unto the enemies, not your friends, but unto the enemies. It says, well, you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. And to this day, man, our people still sacrificing the devils. Well, I gotta do it this way because Massa say we gotta do it this way. You don't have to do nothing no, but the way of the Most High said. When you have faith in the Most High, like he said, you can tell that sycamore tree to go plant yourself in the sea. When you understand the power of the Most High, man, nobody more powerful than the Most High. That made you by, sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. You have forsaken the everlasting Most High. We reading about it. We made them cry. You have forsaken the everlasting Most High that brought you up. And ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Now hear the land talking to us. For when she saw, that's the land, saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, hearken, listen, oh, ye that dwell about Zion, the Most High have brought upon me, that's the land of Jerusalem, Israel, where we was coming from, where we lived at, great morning. Boy, I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning, crying, that no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children are left desolate. What does it say? Zechariah 7:14, but I scattered them with a whirlwind among the nations, whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through, nor returned, for they laid the pleasant land desolate. I've been there. I've seen it. I observed it. It's on my YouTube page. You can look at, Jerusalem like you've never seen it before, because you ain't never seen it from my eyes. It was from my eyesight. What I think. Hear what it says? Verse 12 of Baruch 4 and 12. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children are left desolate, like the Most High said, because they departed from the law of the Most High. Or we departed from the law of the Most High. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness, which is keeping of the Most High's commandments. Deuteronomy 6 and 25. See? Let them that dwell about Zion come. And remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting, that's the Most High, have brought upon them. Because we broke the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High. For he that have brought a nation upon them from afar, a shameless nation, talk about Edomites, and all the other nations join with them, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, we don't understand their language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child. Straight up. Didn't care about the old or the young. These have carried away the dear beloved children. We know who the beloved are. You got to go far to find that out. Go right up to the top where it says in Baruch 3:36. He have found all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved. So you see, beloved is talking about we the Israelites, period. It was said, verse 16 of Baruch the 4th chapter, these have carried away the dear beloved, the Israelites, children of the widow. The widow represents the lamb, and left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters. See? But what can I help you? How can I help you? The land says. For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. Only the Most High can do it. That's why we need to be locking into him and not dealing with offending him less as possible. Much I wish I said, hey, better watch out, know that. They say, what can I help you? You say, for he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. Go your way, O my children. Go your way, for I am left desolate. I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Most High, and he shall deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. Are y'all crying to the Most High? That's the only time he had pity on us. And the only way you can cry to the Most High, if you care about him, you fear him, and you're tired of the condition of our people. If not, then you're going to continue to do the same thing you've been doing, and we're going to remain in the same condition. Jacob trouble going to be something else for the song. You already said when you cry to him, when he bring that, he already said in your affliction, you're going to seek him early. You cry to him and say, hey, I don't hear you. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't hear you. Let me show you that. I'm going to end this. These are words that will have an effect on the Most High. Go to Judges 10:10. And the children of Israel cried unto the Most High, just like the land just told us. And the children of Israel cried unto the Most High, saying, we have sinned against thee, both because we have forsaken our power and also served Baalim unto this day. Because Baal is LORD, all day and all night. And they put it in the Bible, so you still serving them when you calling on LORD, MASTER. And just finding out VERILY and TRULY represent AMEN. I didn't even know that. But see, you find out, then you stop doing it. Changing. That's being born again. And the children of Israel cried unto the Most High, saying, we have sinned against thee, both because we have forsaken our power, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's his name forever, and memorial to all generations, and also serve BAALIM until this day. They put it in the Bible as LORD, knowing we're going to call on it. And we don't have enough sense to really realize, come on, I show it all the time. Let me see, where's my, well, I got it right here. The New Unger's Bible Dictionary. Any Bible dictionary, look it up, BAAL. Here it is right here. The New Unger's Bible Dictionary. See that? BAAL. See what it means? LORD. Come on. I don't care what Bible dictionary you get. It's going to be the same thing. Whatever dictionary you get, going to be the same thing. I showed on Jeopardy, where they asked, what's the name of the four-letter Canaanite god, LORD? You said, boop, BAAL. He said it. You know, we read Exodus 23:13. We're not supposed to be saying the names of these other gods, so I'm spelling it. But he said it right off. BAAL. Four-letter Canaanite god, LORD. And we'll come up with a reason to justify saying something. And the Most High, so I say, man, we made them cry. Just know that. And you see here, this is the only time the Most High had pity on us. The land just told us what to do. What did he say? Cry to the Most High. Judges 10:10, and the children of Israel cried unto the Most High, saying, we have sinned against thee, both because we have forsaken our power and also served BAALIM. Many of them still represent LORD. And see what they got here? And LORD, BAAL, put it all in your face, man. And the Most High said unto the children of Israel, did not I deliver you from the Egyptians? These are all the captivities we were in. He's talking about in this particular place. Egyptians, and from the Amorites, and from the children of Ammon, and from the Philistines, the Zidonians also, and the Amalekites, and the Moabites did oppress you, and ye cried to me, and I delivered you out of their hand. See that? Yet ye have forsaken me, and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. See? Like it is today, man. We've forsaken the Most High, regardless of how you want to put it. You can say you're going into the Strong's Concordance. You can go into the Blue Letter. You can go anywhere you want to go. But when you look up that word BAAL and all of them letters that go behind that, it still go back to LORD, man. And they put it in our face, man. We saying it, man. It still represents BAAL, man. He said, yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. We got to be delivered one last time. That's it. That's it. Go inquire to the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. We talk about Jacob's trouble. He said, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. We gonna have to go on to them tribulations, man. Devil know we got a short time coming out of much round. So he's gonna come down on those that keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Mashiach Yahushua. And the children of Israel said, this is what we said unto the Most High. We have sinned. It's very important. Like I told you, all the prophets said, we have sinned. We have sinned. Do thou unto us whatsoever seemeth good unto thee. Deliver us only. We pray thee this day. We're going to be crying this, y'all. And they put away the strange gods from among them. They're going to stop saying L-O-R-D and A-M-E-N and G-O-D and T-R-U-L-Y and B-I-R-I-L-Y and A-M-E-N, all of that. And every other god that's been presented to us that we follow are the ones we done made up ourselves, you know? And they put away the strange gods from among them and served the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And his soul was grieved for the misery of Israel. You hear that? So that's just food for thought, y'all. Very important that we see this. And we're going to continue this in another way, in another day, next time I see you. Give a like, like, share, and subscribe to the channels. We'll be back on again, hopefully on the Most High Rachazawan, Most High will, on the Sabbath night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, same time. So like, share, and subscribe. And hit the hype button. Hit the bell so you'll be notified whenever, we're coming on. Continue this. We're going to go into, it in another way. The words of the tongue, it's comforting or deadly. And that's how we got to look at it, man, And with that, I say, Kwam Most High, Kwam Mashiach Yahushai, and Kwam Yasharella. And I'm out. Shalom. See you on the Sabbath.